Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Talks and Tea with KC this morning. So I'm drinking Yogi green tea, which is the kombucha green tea. And the message today from the tea is relate to your greatness and not to your weakness. So I've been promising that I would just keep going with my video series. Apparently people are saying I'm pretty good with this, so I'm going to stick with it for a little bit. I also just like to have a centralized place to, I journal a lot. And so those journals are my personal thoughts and things that I think throughout, my day and all that stuff. But I'm actually starting a business journal, which is an electronic video journal. So I just wanted to go right into it. So over the last couple of weeks, and always you get these questions from people, but I wanted to put a video together to answer some of the questions that people ask that are thinking about a career in real estate, or either a new agent that's really just struggling to get off the ground, right? So let's dig into it, right? Because I have a list here of the questions that are commonly asked. The number one most commonly asked question of a person that's thinking about going into real estate is being a real estate agent hard? Well, when y'all hear me say that we're in these real estate streets or we're in the real estate trenches, it really is and can be a stressful and difficult career. It's a very rewarding career, but nothing in life is going to be extremely easy. The reason why real estate can be a little bit more difficult than most jobs is because you're dealing with one of the biggest transactions that people will make in their life or in their business life cycle. And so there's a lot of emotion that goes into that, and sometimes ego that goes into that. So when I tell people and they ask me, what do you do? And I said, I manage, stressful transactions while trying to be, the Zen person of the group, right? Because when I started at KW, Kathy Shalasky, I'm going to shout her out. I'm going to always shout her out because she was an excellent mentor and teacher starting out. So I always think about and let the things that she told me resonate in my mind. She's like, your job is to be the middle person, the person that's the Zen, the person that's the peacemaker of it, because it does become an emotional thing. And if you're not used to dealing with the emotions, well, then maybe this is not the career for you, because this is a highly emotional job as it pertains to the customers or the clients. Now, agents get all in their feelings too, right? So I would be lying if you didn't get the blunt truth from me today and say, yeah, it's easy. You can do it. Because you hear a lot of people say, yeah, it's easy. All you got to do is come out here and I can teach you how to make $1 million. No, it doesn't work like that. Unless you have someone that's got a lot of money and a lot of time to put into you. So that's one of the things that is asked the most. And I like to tell people, like, if you're not used to, one of the bigger things is if you've been used to picking up a paycheck every, week or every 2 weeks or whatever, and then you go to like getting a paycheck when you close a deal, that could be, once in 3 months, or you having to wait on your money for 6 months. If it's a new construction, this may not be for you, right? So think about that. Also, the next question is that I always get is, should I go into real estate full-time or part-time? Now, this is a matter of preference, right? This is a matter of preference, right? Hold on, because I'm getting a little, I want to make sure y'all here understand this, all right? Definitely a matter of preference. Full-time, I was laid off of my job in 2017, and so I had the ability and the means to go into real estate full-time. So it worked for me. But if you are working a job and you really don't understand entrepreneurship, don't understand owning your own business, then you may want to start the part-time approach. And then when you close a couple of deals, you can realize whether you like this or not, and then make a decision whether you want to go into a full-time. Now, I always tell people I love part-timers. And the reason why I say I love part-timers is because if you got a real dedicated part-timer to this job and they're not stressed about where their next check is going to come from, right? Now, this can backfire you because they can also be like, well, I got a check, so I ain't worried about building this business. But a part-time agent, generally, if you have another source of income, you're not as stressed as a full-time agent wondering, how am I going to make payments? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? Right? So It's really a matter of preference. But I say if you're full-time, then there's some things that you need to be doing as full-time, right? So a lot of people say, well, what if I don't have any clients and I'm a full-time agent? If you are a full-time agent or you are a part-time agent, I say something to people all the time: real estate every day. Everyday real estate. Now, I'm not going to give you all of my secrets about my everyday real estate approach. However, if you are a full-time agent, if you do not have any clients, you need to be taking classes. I'm big on classes. Y'all see these letters behind my name, and some people think they're irrelevant. But you know what it taught me? It taught me that I was investing in myself when I went into real estate, because when I didn't have clients, I took classes so that I can understand the industry. I can understand my craft. I can figure out who I am as a real estate agent. A lot of reason why, and I think that the attrition for real estate, and attrition means like the fall away, for real estate agents in 5 years is like 87 or something, like 87% of people fall out of this industry, right? And many of those people, in the state of Florida, there are 500,000 people that are on the DBPR site that are real estate agents. But I can tell you that you're only seeing 10 to 13% of those people actually really doing the work. So when you're looking at these numbers, you're like, wow, why do people fall out? I think a lot of it has to do with foundation and all that stuff. But I'm telling you, if you are not busy and you are saying you're a full-time real estate agent, there is no excuse for you to pick up a 2-hour class at, your association. Many people are watching this video. I'm a part of the Greater Tampa Realtors Association. But you have Pro, you have CPAR, you have wherever you are, New York, Alabama, there's an association that's offering you classes. There's partners that are offering classes. I suggest that you get into a class and you start really understanding the ins and out of your job. Why, KC? Because when you finally get that client in your hand, you can know what to do with that client. That's the worst thing in the world, that you're out here advertising. I'm a real estate agent. Hey, look at me on social media. I'm a real estate agent. Look at me. I'm real estate agent extraordinaire. I'm, buy, sell with me. Buy, sell, and invest. And then you get this client, and then you're calling your broker or people in your office like, help me, help me, help me. You don't even know where to go to get your contracts, how to write your contracts, what to do. So if you are a full-time agent and you're not doing any other job or anything like that, you should be in classes. You should be taking training and classes, right? So people ask the next question: what is the measure of success in real estate? Well, a measure of success in real estate is based off of what you believe success is, right? Because too long people tell us what success is. And success it depends on what you're doing and depends on how you're looking at it. But a measure of success, some people like to measure transactions. Some people like to, but for me, and I'll say it all the time, y'all see that I'm still fat, okay? KC, still fat, so I'm not hungry, right? That means, in my mind, that if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it with enjoyment. That's a measure of success for me. I'm going to have some stress and frustration through this working this career. I'm not delusional, right? But I'm going to still enjoy what I do. Because so long we work jobs that we don't enjoy what we do. And when I left the job at the bank, I said the next job or next career that I have, it has to be something I really want to do and I really enjoy doing. So I enjoy real estate. That's one of my measures of success. One of my other measures of success is, hey, when I decide I want to get up and do something, I go do it. When I go to the store, I don't have to look at, tags or prices, because if that's what I want, that's what I want. I can go and get it. When I want to go and take a trip out of the country and I don't have to worry about that, I can do it. So my measure of success is different from your measure of success. But ultimately, what I want is my money to start working for me and me stop working for my money. Right? That would be my ultimate measure of success. Now, people look at transactions and stuff and say, hey, what's the measure of success there? Well, in my mind, if you are a part-time agent, you definitely should be able to do at least one transaction a quarter. That's 4 transactions a year. Actually, I think like the stats show like 6 transactions a year for a part-time agent is a successful agent. But I think you should be able to do 1 a quarter, right? I mean, I don't think that that's really hard. I think that's a very achievable thing if you just put a little grit behind it, right? If you are a full-time agent, I think you should be able to at least do at least one transaction a year. One transaction a month, or 12 transactions a year. Because sometimes, for me, I may have 3 transactions in January and then may have 3 transactions in March, right? Closed transactions, and where we get a paycheck. Because also remember, in this job, you don't get a paycheck until it closes, right? So you have to have a mindset for this. So yeah, I may have 3 transactions here, 3 transactions there. I may have 1 off here, 6 over there. So, it just depends. But I feel like you should be able to at least get to it's full-time agent. You're all into this. And if you're not getting those transactions, then you need to ask yourself, what am I doing? And then look at your brokerage. What is my brokerage offering? And kind of bump those things up against one another and see if you're not doing enough, or if you need more broker support, or you need more help or classes or training. It's a real self-reflection kind of career, right? You have to I can't get up and tell you every day, hey, come on, let's get to work. Come on. That's great motivation for some, and that's encouragement for others. But at the end of the day, it has to be up here and in here that's what you want to do. Right? So if you want success and you say, I want to make $1 million in a year, and that's your goal, then what are you doing to work towards that goal? If that's what you're measuring your success off of, right? So people ask about the time constraints and training and stuff like that. It's what you make it. If you're the more education and training you get under your belt, the more you understand how to maneuver this work, right? How to set your calendar, how to do things. Okay, so people say, Casey, you seem like you have a lot on your plate. Someone said this to me yesterday. You seem like you have a lot on your plate. And because it all works. Okay, so what? I'm on this board or that board, or I'm running a brokerage, or I'm teaching and I'm doing this. It all works together, right? I'm not out there doing something completely opposite of what I already set out to do. All of it is working in conjunction with me building this real estate career the way that I want it, right? So yes, I may have a lot on my plate, but it all works together. And it's up to you, and I work a little bit different. I've been working since I was 13 years old. So many of you started work at 18, 20, whatever. I was 13 when I started work. That's another story. But I've been working, and I know how to work, and I know how to be an effective worker. So yes, I know what I will and what I won't tolerate. This is the self-reflection that you got to have going into this job, right? All right, so how much money would a new agent make? Well, it depends. We don't talk about money for real. And I always say oatmeal beats no meal. And y'all laugh when I say that, right? Hold on. Y'all laugh when I say oatmeal beats no meal. And it really does. Because when you are a new agent, it's really a brand new agent shouldn't be worried about money per se. A brand new agent should be worried about foundational stuff. So if you get a deal and you make whatever dollar amount, because we don't talk about percentages and all that stuff because of antitrust. Y'all know I know the rules. So, but whatever your dollar amount that you make, even if it's a minimal dollar amount and it's not a great one, you still get the experience. So you still actually got something out of it. You got the experience of going through a transaction from the beginning to the end. And so the first year, you shouldn't even really worry about, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, you should not really worry about money per se. You should worry about processes. Kathy taught us you need to have a process. You can't just run stuff off of a spreadsheet. She was right. You have to have a CRM, right? Because at some point, these processes are helping you to do your job a little bit more efficiently and a little bit better, right? So if you're a brand new agent, don't have any clients or whatever, you're worried about money. Money is a critical factor, right? Because nobody wants to work and don't get paid and don't get a significant amount of money for what they're doing or what the value of that work is, right? But you have to also look at, you want the money, but you need to have the experience, because the experience will bring you the money. The experience will bring you better clients. The experience will bring you better deals, because you know how to effectively market yourself. When you're making videos, you're not just look at me, buy, sell, and invest. I'm going to do this. Hey, Facebook, hey, Facebook. You're saturating everybody with, hey, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me. And you don't have the foundational stuff. So if you get the experience under your belt, now you have a little bit more to put out there, a little bit more defined person and define branding. And so now you can go and you can get the kind of clients that you want to make the kind of money that you want. So what I'm trying to say to you is you have to put in the work. You have to put in the work. I have two more items that I'm going to discuss, and one is one big one that always comes up, because it comes up when you have all these affiliates, right? You have lenders coming out of, coming at you. You have inspection companies coming after you. You have title companies coming after you. You have all those people coming after you as a new agent, and you're just like, yeah, I'm with such, or I'm doing this, that, and other, whatever. There are particular things that you need to look for when you're looking at affiliates. And I learned this kind of the hard way, not necessarily the hard way, but just going through transactions and how I felt going through that transaction with my affiliates. Yes, they are all going to come and call, right? But what you're looking for is not someone that's just in it to get your business. You're looking for a partner. Find somebody that's going to help you build your business along with their business. Because a lot of these lenders and stuff won't even touch your business if you're not doing X number of transactions a year, and you're not doing this and you're not doing that, because they don't want to deal with the small stuff. They don't want to deal with the new agent. They don't want to deal with the person that's fumbling through, contract, and fumbling through how mortgage is written and stuff. And that's sad. That's sad, because that tells you something about them and their character. And those people have been effectively cut off in my life. And I don't, because I don't like to feel like, if you know anything about me, I am a very sentimental person, but it's about partnership. It's about, let's do this together. And the thing is, I don't call people. Like, I don't call you if you're an affiliate, right? I may send you a text message, send an email or whatever, but there's a trust that you are doing your part. There's a trust that you are available for us or for me when that was just an individual agent and things like that. Affiliates will come, but look at those that are looking to partner with you, even if you don't have any business, because those are the people that's going to see you through to the end. So my thing is, be wary of those people that are saying, hey, send us something. When I'm real estate coach, I had hired a real estate coach some time ago, and he said, you need to look at reciprocal relationships. And reciprocity really goes a long way. I don't necessarily need, if you're an inspection company, you may not be sending me referrals, right? But what I want you to do is share my posts, advocate for me, okay? If I got a listing out there, advocate for me. It may not be something that you gave me or something that's going to be in your purview, but I'm going to remember those who advocate for me and on my behalf and for my agents, right? So you need to make sure that whoever you're talking to, they're talking strong partnership. Regardless of whether you have 1 transaction or 100 transactions, they need to be talking strong partnership and how they will partner with you in your business, because that's going to have that go-to synergy that you need. When you get a client, I have 3 lenders. Now make sure, just for for professional standards and ethics and all that stuff, you should not be telling people, go here, go there, go. You should give them option of like, hey, here's somebody you can talk to, or here's a list of my lenders and all that stuff. It's critical for that, because if that person does not perform the way that they need to perform, you're going to be sitting in front of some kind of professional standards board or FREC with, them asking, well, why did you recommend this person or whatever? You just don't want that. So, but what you do is you hold those people accountable for what they say they're going to do to help you to partner with you, right? So just be mindful of your partnerships that you're building. Everybody's going to talk a really good game, but just look at and they're going to make it seem real strong and rosy for you. And I'll do this and I'll do that. But at the end of the day, if you just send them 1 deal a month and they get somebody to send them 5 deals a month, they forget about you. It's happened to me. So I know. And words of advice, 2 strong words of advice, everyday real estate. And the other thing is honor your calendar. Honor your calendar. Let me tell you something. I have a calendar and I still haven't really gone totally electronic. So because if I'm driving or I'm doing something, I will sit down and I will write it down. So I can trust that I wrote something down over me plugging it in my phone or electronic calendar, right? But when I say honor your calendar, I really do mean that. Last minute requests and all this other kind of stuff. Oh, I need this now. Everything's an emergency. I don't operate like that. And no one should operate like that, because you need to manage your time. Time management is huge when you're working for yourself. I can't motivate you, get up and do this and that. You have to be able to look down and say, this is what my calendar looks like. This is what I have. This is where I can stick some things. This is where I can go and block this time, for a client or whatever. Honor your calendar. People calling me with last minute stuff usually don't get in. I'll make an accommodation if I'm absolutely doing nothing and I feel like depends on who's asking. But if it's someone who's just asking me, they've been kind of flaky, they're calling me at all kind of weird times and all this other kind of stuff. No, get on the calendar. Because then you're showing me that you respect my time and I respect yours. So that's the words of advice I have for a person that's thinking about real estate, going into real estate, the ins and outs that the way I see it. Hey, other people will tell you other things and they will be like, I disagree with her. Well, they're entitled to their own opinion. But if you want the truth and you don't jump in, you're thinking about a career in real estate and you jump out there and hey, I quit my job and I'm about to do this. And then, 6 months in, you don't have a deal on the table and they're telling you sell, 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 and you have nothing foundational under your belt. You're going to say, Casey told us how this works. And this is why, people don't talk to you about the ins and outs and they don't talk to you about the stress. Like I was sitting here and I'm like, man, when coming off of almost a 10-month hiatus where I was taking care of my father and coming back into the industry, I was doing referral business, but that was it, and coming back into the industry and I'm like, okay, I got to get back out there. I have to push myself daily to get back out there. Now I got quite a few deals that I'm working on and stuff like that. But just remember, sometimes when you get a lead or a referral or something like that, it may take them 3, 6, 10 months, 12 months, 3 years to come on around and close a deal. This is a long-term game. So if you don't have long-term quality about yourself and you want short-term money and quick money, this probably ain't for you. So have any questions, you can put them in the comments or you can contact me directly. I'm always available, open book. Now I do have since my birthday was and thank you all for all the happy birthdays and all that stuff. I've had an amazing low-key time. But I do have about 200 text messages and 400 messages in my inbox. So I'm still trying to get through those today and tomorrow. I will begin through those. I have not forgotten about those who have sent me those messages, just that they were coming in so fast and I'm actually working and actually attending stuff and doing different things. I just did not have opportunity to look at them all, but I will look at them all. And y'all know I'm pretty good about that and get back with you all. So thank you. And thank you for having tea and talks with me today. Have a great day.